Minionworks presents Troublesome Times in Tumbleson County.
At 6:30 p.m. every Saturday evening starting next weekend. You're listening to AM 72WCOC, the voice of reason in Tumbleson County. I'm Henry Blackwood, and this hour is brought to you by the boys at Harmon Brothers Barbershop, who remind you if you can't trust your barber, who can you trust? And speaking of trust there, listeners, I've heard reports of some kind of commotion taking place tonight down at the town crossing, but I trust our duly elected law enforcement officials are on the scene, taking care of things and keeping us from getting washed over by evil.
Alright, so wait. I drink them. You drink them? I drink them. roll me that act under pressure. Because that's exactly what that is.
It's a 6 roll.
Drinking the water element?
So that's
Plus
plus
you're
char.
cool.
Hey, I can drink.
Yeah, plus you're cool.
Oh, that's right. The
Add
alcohol
3.
in your blood, I guess.
9.
Roll your crippling alcoholism.
Add 1 point to crippling alcoholism as your lizard
roll for cirrhosis.
Well, it could be,
Alright, so you go,
magically bless
And as you-
holy consecrated wine.
as you pull in, you usually, one of the things that happens is when it encapsulates your head, you start hearing howls echoing like as if they're distorted through water. You drink and your eyes start watering and you can feel like the tears slapping against your corneas. You drink the water elemental and your stomach feels really terrible.
Alright.
And then you hear like a ribbit from inside you.
So I'm going to take out my medic kit. Because I'm a medic.
Bob Jack, what do you do?
Do I see what just happened with my buddy?
You see him and like the and you see all the little tadpoles inside the water elemental.
So I remember one time when I ate something that I shouldn't have out in the woods, and we were out of castor oil. Mama made me stick my fingers down my throat. So I'm going to run up to him and stick my fingers down his throat and make him puke up all the nasty stuff he just drank.
All right, roll me an act under pressure as you're prepping your medical kit.
You're gonna
So
Mr.
all the
Sock
frogs
him.
are going now, right?
Yeah, they're
Everything's exploded.
like there's bioluminescent neon green.
I'd like to opt into using the power of heart.
Okay.
When fighting a monster, if you help somebody, don't roll plus cool. You automatically help as if you'd rolled a 10.
Okay.
Nice.
Go ahead and
Bobby Jenks are really
go ahead and roll me act under pressure with a +1, with an additional +1 in addition to your stat.
10.
10.
Not bad.
All right. What do you want to do with your medic bag?
Get out the Bezor and whatever my flask of just the most caustic fucking chemical that I know I can pour down my throat.
Castor oil.
Yeah.
Castor oil.
It's pretty foul.
The Fireball whiskey version of Everclear.
So Fireball whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with antifreeze.
Right. Obviously. That's
Like
just science.
Prohibition, quadruple X, gonna go blind.
Pinecone liquor.
You're
Yeah.
just drinking methanol.
And,
Got
and,
it.
and a Bezor.
Right, with the bezel. That's the
Yeah.
important thing. All right, what do you do?
I think at this point,
I jump up and down 4 times and then swallow a lit match.
But I can only do the trick once.
So he's doing this as Bobby Jack is running with 2 fingers out, going to shove them down his throat.
if I'm going to see that,
You shove a sausage up my ass and a government adventure down my throat. They're gonna meet in the middle.
I'm expecting that there's about
Roll
to
me
be.
a d6, roll me a d6.
I expect there's about to be a massive fireball. So as he's
6.
running,
5.
I think I'm going to try and protect someone. I think I'm going to dive for Bobby Jack and try and knock him down before this fireball comes out and sets his ass on fire.
All right. So, Jeremy, tell me exactly what happens with all these moving parts. Roll me an action pressure.
Okay.
So you're doing.
I got a +1 to go forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
You're just helping me shove the beaver.
So my buddy over here, Agent Gray, shoves the bezoar in his mouth, chases it with a bunch of
Literally gasoline.
paint thinner. Literally gasoline. He starts immediately gagging. I grab him and shove my fingers down his throat, making him start puking out this fountain, this like high pressure stream of the water elemental. At the same time that it's reaching like its peak distance before it starts to rain back down on us. Then the sheriff Goldbergs through us like a Mack truck, knocking us both out of the way of the raining down water elemental. So the three of us are now clear. He's rolling on the floor, retching, and you technically saved our lives.
You're actually puking up frogs. Like, not fully grown frogs, but like tadpoles mid-transformation, and rivulets of your own blood.
I've got my Constantine lighter out, and I'm trying to light them as they come out.
This is really before the Heimlich maneuver, so I've grabbed both of his arms, and I'm flapping his arms, pushing down on his back, trying to do all the things you used to do.
In with the good air, out with the bad.
Yeah, so I'm doing that while he's like spitting frogs.
So
Trying desperately to keep the bezoar in.
So my roll with my forward was a 7. So I succeeded in protecting them, but I suffered some or all of the harm that they were going to get.
So it splashes on him, like he said, I don't know, on an episode. You can't do that on television.
I used to watch that show.
Yeah.
Nothing but blue
Plus, I'm
skies
trying to
and
shoot the
barfy
frogs.
birds.
Right. It's a total fucking goat rodeo. Take a harm. As you may or may not have been nicked by a bullet and set on fire briefly.
Okay, so I'm now unstable.
Yeah.
Well, more
Me
so.
too.
Knew it.
Are his lawn johns soaked through from the water elemental?
Oh, yeah.
Oh god.
You think it's from the water?
We gotta get those long johns off of them.
God damn it, Bobby Jack! Stop taking my pants! What the hell's wrong with you? Stop
Bobby
it!
Jack, leave the
Stop
pants.
There's a monster in his pants.
Zenobia, what do you do?
Bobby Jack, leave his pants alone.
Quit trying to put your hand there! It doesn't go there!
That's not my hand. That's the water elemental.
I've decided I want to die.
I am going
Are you
to...
eating frogs?
No,
I'm just beating it with my hat.
I'm going to continue assaulting the frog,
Like Smokey and the Bandit.
laughing at these idiots.
The water elementals.
Morbid laughter. We're all going to die, so I continue assaulting the frogs. Frogs.
What do you do?
I turn.
Am I stable in the tree, or was I unstable thanks to motherfuckers shooting at me?
No, you're fine. You're stable in the tree.
I'd say we're all pretty unstable.
Can I give myself some first aid? Well, there's a recovery thing, and I don't know how to roll for that. I don't know if that's actually something I can do. It says 1 to 3 wounds improve when you receive first aid, and I didn't know if I could give that to myself.
Frogs.
Of our listener.
Sheriff, what are you doing?
Well, after I get Bobby Jack's hands out of my pants,
You actually feel stuff slithering up inside of you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
it's Tuesday.
I thought you cornholed the drunks.
So like resisted tough roll to get to get his soaking wet britches off him and throw him in the street.
Sure.
Bobby Jack, you leave that poor sheriff's clothes alone.
That's an 11 on tough.
Bobby Jack, leave his pants on.
The sheriff is now pantsless.
The sheriff's obviously not invested in Bobby Jack.
He's wearing his hat.
Yeah, at this point now I've got my hat covering my junk.
Thank God.
But at least it kept some frogs from creeping up his nethers.
I hope that's what it did.
I sure hope so.
Do I still feel something trying to...
You feel, yeah. You hear rivets, like internally. And then you swallow deeply, and they stop.
So I have a frog in my throat.
You son of a bitch.
Really?
I'm surprised none of you came up with. I've been sitting here for 5 minutes on it, waiting for it.
I told you there'd be terrible puns tonight.
Oh, God bless. No.
So let's see.
Throw me a kick some ass. Because his long johns are water soaked and the elemental's filling them.
All right, so
It reaches back and is going to try to strangle the shit out of you. Bobby Jack.
I thought Simon ate it.
Simon swallowed it and then spat it back out.
And then it apparently decided one in the sheriff's pants. God only knows why.
so I have a 9 on that tough roll.
No things in town do, little lady.
Only in your own mind.
Whatever helps you sleep,
I
Sheriff.
said most. I know the two of you got a special
Unless again, this is the power of heart.
relationship.
Where if I'm trying to protect him.
Yeah, you. Well, no, it's not trying to protect him because it's coming after you now.
At least
Oh, right,
that's
because you've
the
ripped him off and like it's in his pants and like an aquatic fist has like
Probably
come
couldn't
up
hold the
and
naked
it's
dude.
trying to get
I'm
inside
sorry.
your orifices.
Bobby
I don't want to hear
Jack's
anything
got
about
naked,
fists come in my pants. No.
It was loose like a bull in a china shop.
Okay.
I ain't shit straight for weeks. It's all like corkscrewed soft serve.
You won't let me.
Okay, how about this?
Yeah.
I do up the other button. We've established that there was one button down, one button up. If I do up the other button, will that keep the thing from coming through?
That's just one less button I have to do if,
It was coming up.
Mama's peach cobbler decides to come visit again in the middle of the
It's
night.
not. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
I was just going for something silly.
I hate this
you button them and then the flat punches you.
All right, worth a shot.
Like you do up the button and the whole thing is like hits you in the face and it's trying to wrap around your head. And then squeeze itself dry inside your face, up your nose, down your mouth, in your eyes. Zenobia, you see him wrestling with the sheriff's britches. The sheriff has no britches. He's sleeping macho.
God bless his town.
Okay.
Ain't nothing more than what the good Lord gave me.
And that ain't a lot, clearly.
As a Ferguson, you have one like physical deformity. You should probably write that down, whatever that is. It's a really minor one because you are like really human, so it could be like a patch of snakeskin on your thigh.
Elephantitis.
That's a worm infestation from having bare feet. I don't count that one.
Okay.
All right.
That's just science.
So here's what I'd like to do. What could go wrong? Whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, hold 2. Then I can spin that hold. I want to
Run into a tree? Like what are you doing?
Well, I was going to like run into like one of the posts on the front porch.
Okay.
Face first. And try to knock the waterlogged pants off my face.
Bobby Jack, what are you doing?
Throw me 2d6 and add your
I'm going to say that's probably the first time in the history of history that sentence has been uttered. I'm going to run face first in the post to knock the waterlogged pants off my face. just keep that in mind. I think while he's doing that, I'm gonna attempt to read a bad situation again.
All right, roll that. Zenobia, he's just saying face first into the porch.
Hot damn! Look at that.
Jeremy?
So I rolled a 9 on tough on kick some ass, and I have a hold 2. I can spend my hold to inflict +1 harm. So I want to inflict +1 harm upon the pants.
Okay, sounds good. You said a 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You slam face first into that post. What really gets your attention is not Bobby Jack up to his usual business of wrestling clothing. This ain't the first time it's happened. Usually it's his own clothing.
It's not the first time we've seen Bobby Jack running down the street with a pair of underwear on his head.
I got tangled up in the clothesline.
Yes,
and I couldn't get out.
He
Then I had to call the sheriff.
Had to cut him loose. Well, Mama's garter's attacking me. I didn't do nothing.
What can I do?
He slams face first into one of the supporting poles on the awning of your porch. It cracks sharply.
Oh, hell.
And it starts bowing. Because Bobby Jack's a big old man.
My porch is a piece of crap?
No, but it's missing.
He's just a big son bitch.
There's 4 posts. One is gone now.
But he's not a fucking gorilla.
I'm a corn-fed colossus, ma'am.
Get a point, whatever that means. Experience point.
Oh, okay.
I am going to. Shit, I don't know. I'm gonna try and get him inside the house, over the line of the wards, I guess.
All right, that sounds good.
My rated bad situation, I rolled a 13.
Yep, this is a bad situation.
Yeah, so which means you may ask the keeper any question you want about the situation, not just the ones listed.
I sure hope Bobby Jack don't impale himself on that post.
Does that like act under pressure?
Yeah, it's gonna be acting under pressure.
Okay, can I hex?
Yes.
So
2d6.
I am assuming does that mean I can ask what the hell is it we need to do to take care of this damn thing?
You need to separate it and expose it to salt. Somebody's got salt of the Dead Sea. So you need to use that, but you need to get it out of the pants because at this point in time, it could just crawl inside Bobby Jack, and
I'm holding my breath.
that don't matter. It can punch its way through your ears.
Can
Hold
I
my
hex
ears.
the water spirit without hurting Bobby Jack?
What?
Can I hex the water spirit without hurting Bobby Jack?
You can try.
Oh God.
Do the thing.
Simon, what are you doing?
Spooky.
Shooting things.
All right, are you shooting Bobby Jack? Because right now that's what you're looking at.
Oh, the frogs are gone?
Yeah, the frogs have been stomped on. That's what she was doing while Bobby Jack was wrestling with the sheriff over his pants.
Zenobia, grab that damn salt. Let's see if we can get that sumbitch out of him.
I'm trying to get him up the door, but as you can see, my porch is falling apart.
Well, don't worry about getting him. Do you have the salt
Can I
on
trap
you right
it?
now, or is it still in the house?
She has assault on her.
You need to grab the salt.
Can I trap
There's
the
wards around the base of her sanctuary, and so if he gets pushed through with through the front door, the water elemental will like squeegee off.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Can I trap the spirit instead with my roll?
Do I roll 2d6 and that weird?
I'm going to help out Zenobia.
All right, sounds good. Throw me 2d6.
All right. If that's the case, okay. So there's no
11.
way to get him through the front door right now because the porch collapsed in front of it.
The porch is collapsing. It's an ongoing situation.
All right. Then.
8.
All right, keep going.
If I see you're trying to get him in, and I think I can get him in through the front door before the porch collapses down around it, I'm just going to bull rush into him. I'm going to knock him through the door.
All right, choose an effect and choose a glitch. So you're gonna go for aid to help kick him through the door, or are you trying to hold up the porch?
Oh, good point.
Because that porch is coming down.
Okay, I'll grab the porch. I'll try and hold the porch up.
I'm trapping.
Alright.
I'm trying
Acting
to.
pressure.
I'm trying to trap the water.
Okay, that's the effect you do. You trap the water spirit
I
in
take-
some way, preventing it from crawling inside Bobby Jack, so you can squeegee it off with the wards.
Trash can is downstairs.
It's right there
There's
next to
one
the mini fridge.
Here.
I take damage.
You got it. Knock off your arm.
So I'm helping her do whatever she's doing since she has assault. So
would
she
you-
gets a +1.
All right, she gets +1. What'd you roll on your acting pressure?
I rolled 9 on the dice. I don't know what I add to it.
Cool.
Cool.
So +1, 10, 11.
9 on mine.
Wait. Can I use this? Roll sharp. Plus sharp instead of cool when I'm done.
Yeah, I think that's better for you.
Yeah.
All right, so 12. Okay, so you get Bobby, the water spirit trapped inside of the sheriff's long johns suddenly gets real quiescent as Simon and Zenobia drag you through the front porch of her bookshop. Not that you can see anything with all this field of red felt around you. The water elemental squeegees off as Horace Ferguson flexes his python strength. When you grab the post and you flex, your muscles like coil sinuously as if with a mind of their own.
Okay.
You hold the porch up and you prevent anybody from taking harm from falling architecture.
Nice. All right.
The water elemental squeegees up against the door in like a sort of a flat plane and just sort of slowly sinks down the hollow air. Well, it's trapped, it can't move. But gravity's a thing.
Zenobia, grab the damn salt.
I'm going.
Boss, move quicker.
Throw the salt.
She throws the salt. The water elemental shrivels up and spasms. You see a whole chorus of weird frog wolf faces as it leaves nothing behind.
But the refreshing scent of pine.
Yes, the refreshing scent of pine. A player said it must be true. That's what it smells like. It smells like pine.
What was the
Do we know what pine smells like?
Miss Jeanette.
Miss Jeanette?
Jeanette, you okay up there?
I'm just sipping coffee.
Keep doing that, darling.
It's going to be a closed casket if that's all right.
Bayard deserved no better.
Ain't that God's truth? Everyone else okay? Bobby Jack, you okay?
I ain't never had it so good.
Oh, I'll take it.
I guess I need to check on Sweetie, make sure she's okay. And then I need to grab my tools and start fixing Miss Zenobia's house.
Can somebody get me some goddamn pants, please?
Oh God, that's right. He dropped the hat.
I bring him pie just because that's what I
Raise
thought
your
he
hand
said.
if you look at the sheriff.
I do not.
I do not. I'm pointedly looking away.
So what is the physical deformity that you're Ferguson? You look at him with all four eyes. All right. What is the physical deformity that your Ferguson blood manifests as?
I have 3 testicles.
Is one a snake egg?
Sure. That's
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
That is the worst thing ever.
One of your cousins is nicknamed Snake Hands Jimmy because his hands are fucking snakes.
He doesn't touch my testicles. I'll tell you that much right now.
Never spoke.
If you have a snake egg, doesn't that mean you're a girl?
Well, some snakes can change genders.
Well, don't penguins protect the egg? Like,
So what? You a male seahorse of snakes?
Male swan?
Sure.
Yes.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm just super
that's
drunk, so I think I'm seeing double, but
you
I'm
see
just like,
you see 6 testicles right now. You don't know what the fuck's going on.
I have 2 balls, sir. 1
Ah!
Are you
Testes.
really looking at her?
1, 2.
I'm real
3.
interested.
I ain't.
Well, little Earl down at the feed store's only got 1, so I guess they balance out.
Bobby Jack, why do you know what Earl got between his legs?
He likes to show folk.
I hate this town.
Earl may or may not be a registered sex offender in the future.
I hate this town, Bobby
Oh God! All right, everybody, just.
I assume that
settle
Sweetie's
down.
okay after you get her wound cleaned out. And
Yeah, Sweetie is doing better because like your immediate physical contact calmed the shit out of her. Also, rolling in the dirt got shit in the wound and stoppered the pressure a bit.
She is deaf from the grenade.
She didn't hear that great to begin with, so yeah.
For some reason, she just keeps going, mop, mop, mop.
So after I've checked out Sweetie, I'm just gonna start fixing Miss Zenobia's porch because I figure the least I can do since I've done busted her house.
I crawl my happy ass upstairs and administer myself some first aid because I am
Can
hurt.
someone help me, please, as well?
Are you hurting too?
I have a hole in my leg here.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
I'm a medic, so I guess I'll go back to the
Look,
hotel.
I haven't noticed the stick sticking out of my back.
I'm
He
not.
turns around and I notice Bobby Jack.
I'm not sure.
It's a
which,
big old tree branch. It's a
I'm
tiny
not
hole.
sure which
It's like a
one
side
of
branch.
these burn marks on my chest is from the peach cobbler and which one's from them fucking whatever they were. But can we fix either one of them? That would be nice.
All right, if you have an actual heat medic ability on your character sheet, you can use that. Otherwise, first aid only removes 1 harm.
Line up, you bastards. Who's hurt worse?
Somehow I only have 1 harm.
I have 4, so
I was jumping out windows and head.
Sheer dumb luck.
no, it's just.
I am a Highlander.
Sheriff,
I think you were just too stupid to get hurt.
did the frogs plant that thing on your balls? You mean to fix that, or what's going on?
No,
there?
no, just the chest.
Oh,
Just the
God.
chest. All right.
You are not allowed to sit in my house. Here, take this towel. Keep it. Just keep it.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Albright. Thank you.
It stirs.
Appreciate that.
Boris, it stirs with the response of a touch of another person.
The towel?
6, 7.
Your third testicle.
Oh, my third testicle.
All right. So
I
I heal
cannot
2 of
touch
your.
Well, I would imagine that all 3 of my testicles stir at the touch of another person. Let's be honest. Well, a whole lot of other things that we're going to be. Yeah.
I guess
so
I do a
medic
third thing. I make sure Sweetie's okay, but before I start fixing the house I done broke, I'm gonna gather up what's left of the Taggart boy in some more sacks.
I'm trying to get Bobby Jack to hold still long enough to pull the damn stick out of his
I'm going
back.
to take what's left of my long johns and sort of fashion them into the best whatever I can to
No.
cover my nether regions.
No,
What's
no.
left.
How does
Take the
regular
towel.
first aid work?
We're gonna.
You just say you do first aid and you remove a harm.
Can I
Okay.
say I do first aid to myself
I
3
remove,
times?
I remove
No.
2 of your harm.
You remove 2 of my harm.
How do I do
I'm over here trying to
You
get
say I
Bobby
do
Jack.
first aid and you remove a harm.
Alright, so who else
Okay.
needs healing? More than 1?
I got 3,
Alright, so
so I'm trying to first aid Bobby Jack.
5, 6, 7, 8. Remove 2 harm.
Cool.
I have 2 also.
I still
5,
have
6,
2.
7,
So
8.
then I
Remove 2
I
harm.
can do first aid on myself to knock off another 1.
Okay, I'm good, and I'm following Bobby Jack trying to do first aid on him. Bobby Jack, hold still. Let me pull that damn stick out of your back.
What stick?
Bobby Jack, hold still.
This is. Oh Jesus.
It's not even a stick. It's a
There's
branch.
a tree branch, yeah.
Bobby Jack,
7.
what I said, hold still.
Just wasn't a very big tree branch.
Yes, Sammy.
Does he feel it when I pull the stick out?
Your back's wet.
No, my back's wet.
That'd be blood, Bobby Jack.
I better rinse that off in the creek later.
Oh Lord. I administer first aid to Bobby Jack. Remove 1 harm.
What's up?
Cool.
I rolled pretty bad. I kind of jabbed the stick a little bit.
So undo the one harm. Well, the one harm healed from the first.
Actually, yeah, it's you cause 1 extra harm.
So you got 1 harm because Jackass over here can't heal you.
Yeah.
That's I'm back where I started. It's fine.
I'm real drunk, so instead of pulling it out straight, I just kind of whipped it out of here.
Man, that's stuck in there real good.
You need that
Somehow it
muscle.
just comes poking through the other side.
Okay.
Alright. Alright.
So that's what you
Thank
guys
you.
got going on.
Agent Ray.
There's little bits of teeth still raining down every so often from the grenade.
I'm sitting up in the tree still. No, I got up. I got
It's
down.
okay.
She's fine.
Alright. Bobby
What
Jack,
was that?
what in the hell did you find out at the Taggart place?
What makes you think he found out anything, Sheriff?
Well, I mean, I'm hopeful that you paid attention to what was
I'm
going
gonna
on
go
before he just drugged you.
Comfort Miss Jeanette.
You stay the hell away from Miss Jeanette.
We'll manipulate someone.
God damn it.
Why are you rejecting Miss Jeanette? She's a fucking harpy. She deserves whatever she gets. Sorry.
I hope she eats you and puts you in the freezer.
Oh, this is charm.
Damn, freezer.
8. They'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. If you ask too much, they'll tell you what, if anything, it would take for them to do it.
What did you ask for her to do?
Oh, I'm doing for her. She doesn't have to do anything. Just relax.
You just hear zip.
You stay the hell away from Miss Jeanette. Don't be fooling around in Zenobia's kitchen.
Especially not in my kitchen. I don't care what you do on
Aren't
your
y'all
own
dealing
time.
with frogs?
Especially not in her kitchen, damn it. That's where she makes good pie. Don't sully the place where the good pies are made.
Where do you think the flavor comes from?
Get the hell out of the
Not
kitchen.
you're sexing random women in there.
He now refers to his loins as flavor country.
Player said
It's the House of Pies.
Yes.
and we just turned this into American Pie. Well done, everyone.
Alright.
Tell me, Miss Jeanette, would you like to go to Flavor Town?
Outside you hear bang, 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 bang as I'm in the middle of the night, starting to fix your porch.
Miss Jeanette, this is a
God
shame
bless
about
you,
your brother.
Bobby Jack.
I am yelling up the stairs. Get the
I think
hell.
I know how to take your mind off that pain.
Don't you dare do nothing in my bed.
By doing
I
something else
appreciate it.
to inflict pain.
I appreciate
I am going upstairs.
If you can get
I
there.
appreciate it, Agent Gray. But maybe you can give me that government aid at a later moment.
If you're gonna be giving her any government aid, you
I
gotta
got-
first go to room over at the hotel.
I gotta go talk to my mama, and we're gonna have to do a setting up with the corpse. No, we can't do the setting up with the corpse. He's kin. Oh Lord, how much of his corpse is even left?
The feet.
It's in the bags.
Thank you, Baba Jack. Bless his heart. He's so dumb.
You be
Bang, 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 bang.
It's in the right place, but
He doesn't even have any nails. He's just hitting the fucking porch with a hammer.
it's working.
Bobby Jack, the nails are in the.
you asked that boy. You asked that boy to pick up a turd by the clean end, and he's just gonna eat the damn thing. It's just not a good look.
No, I taught him not to do that.
Oh well, good on you, Zenobia.
Don't touch me.
Pearls of wisdom before blind, though. All right, I will see you back at the house at some point in the morning. Okay?
Yeah, I got your government cheese waiting.
You just don't wash? Is that what that is?
Get the hell out of my house.
Well, I think
Jeanette,
we've
do you
established
need-
that the ancient
Do
is
you need someone to walk you home, Jeanette?
I can't deal with the hard
She's
water
got
in this
her.
town.
Hey,
Hero, Mr. Ferguson, to do that.
Hey, how about the sheriff or the agent walk the poor little traumatized lady home?
She knows how to walk.
Agent, get off your ass and walk the nice lady
Do
home.
you know how far it is to the Taggart place from here?
It shouldn't take me that long to fix the post. I've got my tools with me.
Yeah.
The nails
You
are
crush
in the
it.
shed.
So then I can just bring her. She had a horse, so I can just lead her back to her house from here.
Yeah.
I make sure she gets home okay.
Why is Bobby Jack the only manly one out of the three of y'all? Really?
He should doesn't have self-interest.
I just do what Mama told me to do.
Which is be a good boy.
Yes, she raised him right.
So you guys can do whatever sort of grown up talk and planning you need to do while I'm dealing with Miss Jeanette.
God damn it. I guess I might as well make.
You got a corpse in some bags. You got leftovers of demonic frog corpses.
I guess
Can
I
we
better
turn
make my
frogs
way.
into something?
Burning fire, making music like a choir.
So you rake them into a pile and set it on fire.
Very pretty. Does it burn purple?
Holy fire! Holy dagger.
You've been gone too long. I see.
Ah, it's been too long since we've had a Ronnie James Dio.
I know, right? It's like
It has not been long enough.
Ride the tiger.
you see his stripes, but you know he's clean.
Don't you see what I mean?
I guess.
No,
I hate you all.
I love you, but no. All right. So yeah, you can rake all that up into a pile and set it aflame.
Is it burning pretty colors?
Oh yeah, totally.
It probably smells.
It also you also
So
see Bayard Taggart's face in the flames, screaming.
Is that what everyone sees or what I see?
That's what you see. Because you've got
You
the
see
sight.
what I see.
No. I look at the fire, panic, and go, no.
Maybe innocent,
Turn.
maybe sweet, not half as nice as rotten meat.
I turn away and I'm like,
That sounds like science.
All right. Well, I mean,
Oh, hey, can we do some kind of theme, some kind of ritual with the corpse there? So
What's left of
maybe his life, he won't be
Roll
screaming
dice to use magic.
in agony forever.
Somebody would have to roll dice to use magic and work that gree, that conjure bag.
do one thing that is beyond human limitations.
Yeah, you
argue
get
that?
out that white cornmeal, crush eggshell, draw a baby.
All right.
That is
Use magic it is.
I was talking to Paul, making for the League of Nations, and Big Knox retweeted it.
Okay,
Look.
so I rolled a 9 on use
Dark
magic.
Menagerie was cool, actually. It was totally too late.
Yeah, but
What do you want to do? Put us all at peace?
separate it from whatever we're trying to do.
Well, we can banish the spirit.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, so to banish the spirit, I rolled a 9.
All right. That sounds...
spirit goes someplace.
Pick a glitch.
I don't know what glitch to pick.
Cleveland.
Yes.
It goes to Dayton.
The effect is weakened.
Oh God, that's worse.
I like the idea of every spirit
I
we
can
exercise actually just becomes a Yankee problem, and we're just sending them across the Mason-Dixon line.
Build up.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay, I'll take a hit.
if you want.
What was
Sure.
this guy
There
like
could
in
be a
life?
big explosion.
I need you to roll me
Hey.
2d6 plus sharp. Subtract your alcoholism.
8 plus sharp is...
What is his alcoholism? alcoholism rating. Minus one.
Sharpest plus
What
one.
time of the day is it?
So I've got a 9 right now. -1 for the alcoholism.
Right, it's a rolling -1. So 9 total.
Yeah.
All right. So the glitch when I tried to banish the spirit, the fire got real big there for a moment.
Oh yeah, it got real big. And
Define how big.
A&M bonfire big.
It was pretty
Before
there.
after
It was real pretty there for a second.
Too soon.
I really love high school.
It was real pretty there for a second.
Okay.
But everybody in town saw this giant geyser of flame.
Well, there goes the ability for me to.
Where's it sounds like crocodile? That's some voice speaks out. Yeah, speaks out.
All right, everybody, go back inside. It was just some swamp gas that reflected off of some moonbeams.
Isn't that his line? All right,
I'm the law enforcement official. I don't know.
but he's the government agent. Yeah, it was no UFO. It was swamp gas.
Actually, we set Miss Jeanette's brother on fire.
That's our good story, y'all.
It's pretty
The
rad.
house is intact. That's
All right,
all I
Bayard,
found.
you know,
There's a reason I have this big field.
Bayard
Do you have a extension
worked hard
file?
and played harder. The Taggarts have experienced a massive shortage in terms of labor. Since the Great Migration, they're short hands in the field, and so he busts his ass sun up, sundown. And when it's every day, even the Lord's Day, he
That's
goes
not
over the river to do a little sinning.
That's wrong about that.
Don't worry, everybody. He's in hell now.
He is not in hell.
To do a lot of sinning, a whole mess of sinning. Word is that he's actually up to
He's up to his.
Probably.
He's up to his elbow.
no, wearing some people like Muppets. I don't get it.
Right.
Rumor around town is that he's down up to his short and curlies in Beulah Gold, the heiress to the gold shipping empire. But you know that rumor floats around about just about every marriageable young man floating around, particularly those that like to go over to Baptiste Parish.
That's because only me out there.
So is Bobby Jack pretty much the one person in town without carnal knowledge?
Probably.
This gold?
Yeah.
I ain't got no carnal knowledge.
There's that knothole in the tree out behind the barn.
I ain't telling none of these boys that. I know better.
Well,
It's sanded.
Especially you tell them that
Literally, Sweetie the Mule is making fun of you.
one. I'm aware.
I think Miss Gold is very nice. But
Oh yeah, she's
Nuts.
very nice. Yeah.
but the idea of her being the town bicycle that everyone's had a ride on, Bobby Jack has no clue of that. He has, if he's heard any of that gossip, it doesn't make sense to him. He doesn't really understand because people are using euphemisms, and so it completely goes over his head when people are talking about how much she entertains gentlemen callers.
I look over at Simon and say, "Some of us have ridden her in tandem."
I kind of give you a high five. And
Alright, shut on up. You ain't getting married either.
Beulah Gold is actually a highly
Hell, what
coveted
I wanna
lady
get
for
married
Marion
for.
outside the county, but inside the county, all the rumors and such floating around,
Well, I mean,
damage your stock.
I'm
Just a touch. A touch.
hey, Sheriff, thinking about heading over to the Taggart place. Do you want to put on some pants and then tag along?
Please, for the love of God, put on some damn pants.
are you still just like hanging out in that towel?
And I'm free balling.
Please, for the love of God, put on some damn pants.
do I have to put on some pants?
Yes!
I mean,
Fine.
it's your town.
No, okay, it's fine.
The hell it is. I will
seems
make
very
sure all
colorful.
three of those
Fine,
get
it's
it.
fine. The mosquitoes are starting to.
I sure as hell
swarm
fucking
anyway.
hope so.
Yeah, let's swing back by my office.
It was nice letting all three of the boys air out for a bit.
Yeah, it really was. It gets awful crowded down there. I'm going to, I will swing back by my office and so that I can pick up my spare uniform and then
Goddamn
I believe we're going to go ahead and start making our way over to Taggart Place. I think there's a.
Are we going with the boys to make sure there ain't nothing happened to Miss Jeanette?
She's fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, but what about Mama Taggart?
No, she's sleeping peacefully.
Shut up.
I made her a cup of coffee. She's in a real
We
deep,
should.
dreamless slumber.
Did you add
The cup
bourbon?
of
Did you
coffee.
spike it with like an intense amount of bourbon?
The cup of coffee is my penis.
Yeah. Bourbon, Rufinol, potato,
We should
potato.
probably go. There ain't not much we
Does
can
this
do
rag
here.
smell like chloroform to you?
Go to sleep.
Like you can go to sleep after.
Peace be with you.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
also
we're.
with you.
Let me get
I
some
know I'm
coffee.
hitting
Hold
the
on.
Taggarts.
All right, we're getting some. While he's getting pans, we're getting coffee, and we're gonna go with them.
I have
Give me some
bicycle.
coffee while you're at it. And if you got some of that good crumb cake to go along, that'd be nice.
I'll get him some of the crumb cake.
So once I get this
Actually,
jet
This
there,
stuff.
I put away her horse. You know, like unsaddle him, brush him down.
It's easier.
I
They'll eat it if they
I
think
put
you
Sweetie
make
in their
it.
barn too.
Why?
You know,
They don't trust
get them
me
all
to not
together
poison
to
them.
cool
I was
off.
mighty Christian of you, Miss
Um,
Zenobia.
And
Christian, yes.
then I'm gonna go get the Reverend.
Okay, you go get the Reverend.
Yeah.
So when the gentlemen come back, I've got cake, which I tell them that she makes, I make.
All right.
They probably want the sacks with her brother in it.
The best piece goes to Bobby Jack.
Those are gonna, I guess, get put down in the cellar for now.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Like
Well, they
he's a
want to
goddamn
put it in
sack
their
of
cellar
rice.
in a pine box. And
there's nowhere
as soon
else.
as you say, you know, Bayard's done crossover, they
made
drag
sure
out
of
like they go downstairs and they drag up a particular box with his name already on it.
I knew this day would come.
I just
Everyone
realized we
knows.
went from bucket of barn to bag of Bader.
It was always there,
It was always even when it wasn't.
even when it wasn't.
So once we box the bags of Baynard, then I go get the Reverend.
Say that 12 times fast.
Yeah.
All I know is this
and
is some
his
goddamn
mama.
cake.
His mama brings out a dinner plate. Half of it is covered in salt, and the other half freshly tilled dirt, and set it over.
He is
him.
staying down, damn it.
So I'm probably back with the Reverend about the time that everyone else is getting to the Taggart place.
Right after all the crumb cake.
His fat ass can eat and walk.
Go Clark.
Good cock or good cake? I didn't understand that.
A little bit from column A and a little bit of a dick in his mouth.
So am I the
It's just a
only?
tip to see how it
Am I
tastes.
the only Catholic in town?
Probably.
Yeah, actually, you are the only Catholic in town. All the other
We
You're
are
the
a
only
good
Catholic within
Baptist.
600 square miles.
This is
Well,
a good Baptist town.
you're the only Catholic on this side of the river.
I would assume that the Fergusons at least give lip service to like Scots Presbyterian.
Yeah, it's a fatalistic. It's a fatalistic enough faith for them.
They're actually Cthulhu worshippers, but at least in public it would be tacky to talk about the great old ones.
Right.
That's a quick way to get
We
lynched.
like to call him the Big C.
Yeah.
Some sort of boss.
The big boss man, perhaps.
As the as y'all get out
Elephants.
there, Bobby Jack, they actually ask you to sit with the box and the plate when you get back with the preacher.
Oh sure.
Make sure he stays
One
in
thing
there.
that you notice is the box is actually vibrating very slightly.
Make sure
Well, I
he
guess I
stays.
sit on the box. Gotta keep the lid on it.
Don't upset. As you do that, Papa Taggart's like tells you that's my good sentiment. Don't upset that dinner plate though. Devil gonna come try to get him.
Well, if the devil comes up to me, then I'm just gonna punch him in the nose.
You go away, Mr. Devil.
Y'all be nice to my
You
Bobby.
take your big horny self back down below.
My mama says I shouldn't truck no devil.
Lucifer,
No,
son
we
of
have to do
morning.
some kind of amulet for Bobby Jack.
Honey, he's been surviving on his own dumb luck for much longer than any magic been in this world.
You
All I
make
know
an
is that-
amulet out of Bobby
All I
Jack.
know is that the longer he sits on the box, the bigger the smile gets on his face.
This is like climbing the rope.
This box makes me feel funny in different places.
Ah,
That's tasteless.
I'm feeling an all new together sensation, and I like it.
All right.
It's the crumb cake talking.
Yeah.
All right. So you all get there. One of the things you'll notice normally at night it's Mississippi. There's a river. There's a lot of water floating around. There is always at night. There's always a perpetual chorus of frogs. It seems specifically intense tonight.
Can't imagine why we have their corpse all over across the fucking ground.
Keep your eyes peeled out for the little black sons of bitches green mouse then.
Baba Jack,
That narrows that
Yep.
shit down.
you know it's customary that at night after particularly on the night of someone's death, those things that do not have skin and covet it are more than likely going to show up and try to take the body of the deceased, wear his skin and do evil in his name.
Well, I've got me a like a hooded lantern and a shotgun, and I'm being vigilant, looking out for haints and such.
Sorry, sir.
Ain't no skinless freak job gonna get in my way.
I'm walking.
A.K.A. Ferguson?
You say tomato, I say tomato.
I say shut the hell up.
I say who actually pronounces it tomato. That's kind of pretentious. And you're like, that's just how the song goes, you ass.
I'm walking with my revolver drawn.
Alright, so you all converge on the Bayard place. Or the, sorry,
Did
on
you
Bayard
stop
farm.
and get pants first?
Yeah, I stopped.
That's what he was doing
I
while
got
we were getting
pants.
cake and coffee.
I got
All right.
pants, woman. I
Thank
got
God.
pants.
It's in my car.
In case you hadn't noticed, I've been
I haven't put them on
bourbon
yet, but I got pants.
So, I've got an ability under moves called Oops.
No.
If you want to stumble across something important, tell the keeper. You'll find something important and useful, although not necessarily related to your immediate problems. So I'm sitting on the slightly vibrating pine box full of bags of Bayard, with a lantern in one hand and a
Bayard,
shotgun in the other. And we're just sort of looking around at the shadows that are being cast in the cellar by the lantern. I ain't never been down to the Taggart's basement before, so after a while, I'm still being vigilant. I'm still doing my job, but I start like holding the lantern up, like looking around, trying to see what all I can see down here. What do I stumble across?
Whoops.
You...
A big old Cthulhu statue.
What?
A jar of eyes that looks at you.
Ew.
Yeah, that's what you come across, a jar of eyes. It's about this big.
So like a big like pickled pig's feet jar.
Yeah,
Except
and
it's full of eyeballs.
And it's fluid, and it's full of eyeballs, and you notice that when you shine the light on it, they all turn and pivot.
So what I'm gonna do
Issue the jar.
is there's probably some old like oily rags or just like over here is great grandpa's uniform from the War of Yankee Aggression.
Right.
I just like grab the jacket and like drape it over the big jar of eyeballs so it's not looking at me funny.
It's like a parrot cage. They all go to sleep.
Yeah. That's my idea. Yeah, just like putting a minor bird to sleep by like covering the cage. I do that and go back to sitting on the casket.
One of the things you remember, all the Taggart's got two colored eyes.
What color were the ones in here?
All different.
Huh. Well, Baba Jack isn't a very curious fella. He just accepts things on face value. So I'm like, well, that explains that, don't it? I just cover it up with a Confederate jacket and go back to sitting on the casket.
All right. So yeah, he's sitting on the casket down in the basement.
Right.
So
I go down to the basement to check on him.
Well, I mean, we arrive on the property, but I mean, what greets us when we arrive?
The preacher is out there talking to Ma Taggart about, and like they're standing next to a tree. Around the base of the tree is a whole halo of rusted iron nails. The tree shows no sign of wounds, any damage to the tree itself. You know that oftentimes you will wind a hair around a nail and drive it in to redirect any hexes done to you to put it in the tree.
Okay.
Something this big that just blew through it and healed the tree is some actually pretty powerful spiritual mojo.
Okay.
Premonition.
Yeah. Go ahead and throw that. So, what do you do, Simon?
That's a 6, 7, 8.
So the tree is healthy. It's supposed to be absorbing hexes. It looks like it got healed somehow.
Yeah. It looks like spiritual runoff drove all the nails out.
I get
Okay.
I get a clouded image of something that's bad yet to happen.
You see the image of a
Sheriff getting cornholed.
That's just Wednesday around here, darling.
You get a mental image of a riverboat, dilapidated, belching black smoke, rolling up Old Man River, and eerie piping blues music coming from it. And then it's like the river itself opens a mouth and the steamboat tumbles in.
So I'm gonna ask the matriarch that's outside, or patriarch.
The matriarch.
Matriarch.
She, women are typically responsible for hedge magic.
I'll march up with the sheriff and.
All right,
We'll
she's telling the preacher, I don't know what happened. We just out of nowhere, I heard the tingle, the sounds of metal ringing, and all the sourdough squares just started burning up. Shit, we're vulnerable to hexes. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeanette gets turned inside out and bleeds from related bits.
No, she's good. I mean, she's not inside out.
Oh.
Excuse me, Miss Taggart. Taggart. Yeah, we'd like to see the area where the unfortunate incident occurred.
Oh, of course. Preacher, please, I know you've got some sourdough squares with you. If you could just pair. I'll help. Let me help this government man. Mrs. Zenobia, how are you doing, sweetie? Come in. Are you with them, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's with me. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm staring off into the distance.
Come in, because the preacher's there, and so she's giving you all the social niceties.
Wow, I was about to say.
Sheriff Horse has
don't even
deputized
like
these
me.
women for the evening.
Yeah. That's yeah.
She takes you into the.
They promised him more crumb cake.
If he behaved and kept his clothes on.
Quickest way to a sheriff's stomach, or to a sheriff's heart's his stomach. So yeah.
I keep cooking the
And
cake.
his
I'd like to. So where was the body?
She leads you into the quote unquote washroom. There's a tub. It is dry except for like Bayard's, what chunks of skin happened to flake off when Bobby Jack was manhandling the corpse out of there because it was waterlogged.
Okay, so I will definitely investigate a mystery on that.
All right, throw him 2d6.
All right,
I will help.
Okay.
I get out of my stupor. I come out of my premonition or whatever, and I go to follow Miss Zenobia, going, "We." I tried to tug her back. We've got a problem. I don't know how much you know about what we do out here, but this ain't right. Something's coming.
I have granted you +1, but I have also exposed myself to trouble or danger.
As she says that, as you say something's coming, you hear a click, and eerie blues music starts piping through the house.
Nope.
Okay.
I've grabbed Zenobia and I'm bolting out the door.
What are you doing? We gotta figure
No, we gotta get out of here.
Washroom,
It's playing New World by King Britt from the True Blood soundtrack from season 4 or so.
I start, Bobby Jack, get out of this house.
the Agent Gray and I we looked at we're investigating the bathtub.
I saw a boat, and there was
So with
music
his
playing,
assistance and my role,
and
I got
the
a
river
10,
opened up,
so I
and
get
the
to ask
boat
2
went
questions.
in, and the boat was playing this music. We gotta go.
So
This house is about to go.
You hear the blues music as well. All of you hear the blues music.
okay.
Swallowed up by the
What happened?
I
What
don't
happened
know.
here?
All right, his bathtub water came alive and drowned him.
Okay.
As you,
Sheriff, something ain't right. We gotta go.
I didn't know the Taggarts had them a radio. Tap my foot along with it.
Paul Taggart says, "It's Bayard's goddamn radio. How the fuck you come on like that?" The music starts playing louder as the paw starts dragging a radio out. It's one of those big chest units.
Yeah.
You notice that it's playing music and the cord is not plugged in.
Sheriff, something ain't right. We gotta go.
We need
All
somebody
right.
needs to get Bobby.
Bobby, get out of this house. house. Like, I'm trying to yell over the radio.
What's your second?
The second question is what's being concealed here? What am I not seeing?
What aren't you seeing?
I grab up
When did
Miss
those
Samantha
nails fall
and
out?
just start dancing to the blues.
Just before we heard him thrashing.
All right, we need to get the hell out of
His
here.
meaty wet fists against the hollow tin.
As my, yes, everyone get out. Get out.
Well,
Bobby, we gotta go!
I gotta protect the body from haints and such.
Bobby!
You hear tapping on the glass, because it's got like one of those little look-in things.
There was nothing you can do for that
In the
for
basement.
them now, Bobby Jack.
With the glassware, the eyeball bottle, or like a window, or what?
It's coming from over there behind this sheet.
Don't you fucking
Bobby, you get out of there! Bobby!
I scoot the sheet aside with the business end of the shotgun.
It's a big old mirror. You see a hand that looks like yours tapping.
Bobby, get out of this house!
I say, well, ain't nothing good there, and I cover it back up, and I holler, I gotta protect the body.
Protect it from out here! We got bigger problems!
As you say, we've got bigger problems.
This is my Christian duty.
And he says, this is my Christian duty.
This has nothing to do with Jesus Christ!
Bobby
Jack!
There's a sound of glass
I yell
breaking.
back, haha, duty.
And no one like you, Agent.
There's a sound of glass breaking as the sheet shreds and the mirror explodes outward.
Bobby!
I chuck the bottle of eyeballs into the mirror.
I'm sure no bad can come from that. You know, the good book says that there will come a day for all of us when we'll have to stand in front of a mirror and look ourselves dead in the eye and come to terms with the awful sins we've committed. It would appear that time for Bobby Jack McGee is now, as he's about to come to terms with whatever is about to jump out of that exploding mirror in the Taggart's basement. To find out just what hell he hath unleashed, keep your radio here on AM 72 WCOC, the voice of reason in Tumbleson County. This is Henry Blackwood saying until then, may the Almighty keep us all safe in these troublesome times.